After the first show of this tour, I walked away in the middle of loadout, and the vlog that I had put up on my YouTube channel, I had to take it down. This is a long overdue story time. For those of you who have been following me at least from the beginning of the year, you kind of know where this story is going to go. And those of you who've just joined this channel and just subscribed, well, hey, I'm going to try to explain this story as best as I can. So buckle up. This one is going to be good. So first things first, I want to preface this video and this story time by saying that this has absolutely nothing to do with the people that hired me for this tour. It has absolutely nothing to do with the tour itself or the crew. They were fantastic. They worked well under pressure. They worked well under any circumstance that was availed to us at that particular night in Canada. I'm already giving it away for those of you who know. But listen, I want to use this video as a teachable moment for myself and for some of you who are looking to get into touring or who have experience in touring and are looking to get into a new situation. I think this story time will help a lot of us who are out there in the industry. Sometimes it's just not the right fit. You know what I mean? And that's okay. At the end of the day, this tour continued on. They found the right person for the job and they finished the entire run. So I have no ill will or no bad feelings towards anything. It's business. I made my decision and it was what it was. We had a conversation with management after the fact and they moved on and I moved on. No hard feelings. That's what it is. So it was about January or so. I had some family and relatives over and I got a last minute call through a friend of mine saying that this particular tour had a run in Canada and it was an entire Canadian tour. You were going to fly in, do a show in a city, fly home for a couple of days and do it back to back on some runs. But it was basically over the weekend. It was a weekend warrior type deal. It was a run of shows in Canada. And I was replacing, which I ended up finding out was a good friend of mine who was on that tour as the monitor tech. And he wasn't able to get across the border for his own personal reasons, which I am not willing to share right now. So yeah, I got the call. We got in touch with management. They were booking flights for me. I was actually supposed to leave that same day, but I left the day after. And that same day was the day of the tour. I'm going to throw some highlights in here so that you can kind of see what was happening and kind of where I was without revealing who the artist is and who the crew and production and management is, because I want to protect their integrity. I believe in good relationships and a good reputation. So here you go. As you can see, we got 2 trucks here, production van, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna go inside and get myself together. All right, so it's a little dark in here because I got my little light on. But this is kind of where we're at so far. I have labeled all my W1 boxes that are gonna be out on stage. I guess I can use my light for this. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes in total going into our patch masters right here. Went ahead and relabeled these as well to match my colors. So these are our W1 snakes that are patched into our splits. We have the first stage box, 1 to 56, which is right here. They're all over there. Sorry. I got a stage box over there, and I got stage boxes over here too. So lots and lots and lots of inputs on this show. This one gives me 1 to 56. This one gives me 67 to 108. We're not using that many. We are only going up to 90. I say only, but that's a lot. 97 inputs in total. So that's where we're at right now. We've put in about an hour and a half of work so far. I will definitely give you a full tour once we get to a better place. Stage is kind of done. They just put the carpets and stuff down. They're putting risers up right now. Here comes another riser coming in, and backline is now going up. Let me walk you into the theater real quick and show you what it looks like. So it's a small venue. It's not crazy. And this is kind of what it looks like. It's a theater. And we're going to be rocking this house tonight. All right, so obviously I made it to the venue. I get in. My job is super simple. I'm just the monitor tech. I'm in charge of patch. I'm in charge of labeling wireless packs. I'm in charge of making sure that the inputs are hitting the desk. And I'm in charge of leading sound check on the stage while the engineers are in place for their particular consoles. And there were 3 consoles on this show, 2 at Monitor World and 1 at front of house. I'll kind of show you some of those highlights as well. There was a there was a SD10, SD10 for the artists themselves. And then there was a 338 for the band. And then there was another 338 out at front of house for taking care of front of house, obviously. And that's what we had. So I get in, some things are already pre-labeled, some things are pre-patched. I get to work right away. I have the input list. I make sure that everything is lining up one-to-one as they like it. And we get to work. Plus, I was able to give you guys a tour of the video, so I'll give you a little highlights on that as well. The stage is a little messy, so I'm going to take you through a quick, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. I'm going to take you through you need to get up here? I'm just vlogging. Yeah, do what you need to do. So yeah, this is basically Keys One World. We have the Roland Phantom G, is this a G7? One of them. We've got the organ. Leslie's back over there. I'll take you there to see it once we get back there. We got the Jupiter 80 as well. And his main keys is the Korg Kronos. Some things are going through a mixer and some things are not. And that's just the way it is. Up here, oh man, tons of pedal boards that are not being used. This is another key station. We have the Hofner up top. We've got the EP down here. We've got the Memory Moog up top here. We've got the Trident MK2 over here. I should put my light on. There we go. We've got the Sub 37 Moog here as well. And this is a Nord organ. Oh, stage 4. It's a stage 4. So it's got different sounds in there. And he's got some of this stuff. I think the Nord and the Sub 37 are going through some of his pedal boards. I don't remember the name of this keyboard player, but he's badass. He's pretty good. And so that pretty much takes care of stage left. There's the Leslie there that I got mic'd up yesterday. Obviously, this moved. There we go. So we got a top left, top right situation, and then an organ low mic way down there, which is a AKG, I think an MDX 412, I believe. Percussion world is right here. I'm not going to go through this too much. Congas, bongos, overheads, cymbals, V drums, and MPD or SPD for him right here. Everything is working. Remember, this is a, get this light out your way. This is a 90, I look crazy. This is a 95 plus input show in this small venue. It's crazy. So that's what we got on stage right. This is Guitar World here. On stage right, upstage right, Guitar World. We got 2 Mesa cabinets and a whole bunch of pedals. Here's another Keys World, stage right. We got the Rhodes, Fender Rhodes. We've got the Prophet 5 sequential right here. This one I don't know. Oh, Super 6, Udo Super 6. This one is new to me. Don't know that one very well. If you know about that one, let me know in the comments. We've got the Mellotron, super sexy, and a Nord Stage 2. Everything is going through this mixer, everything. This unit right here is literally just here as a prop. So I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that. Again, without making this video too long, I want to say this and reiterate it over and over. My decision to leave this tour was my decision and my decision only. I was not influenced into leaving. I could have stayed on and persevered through this tour. After all, it was the first show of the entire run. Everybody who tours knows that the first show doesn't go perfectly well, right? As a matter of fact, this show went well. Honestly, it really went well. There were some, we had our normal problems that every tour has, a mispatch here and there, maybe just not getting organized on line check and sound check. It's normal stuff. Looking back at it, it's really normal stuff. But anyway, let's move on. Honestly, everybody welcomed me with open arms. I was an extra help on this tour, on this particular show. It was going fine, honestly. Everybody was good to me. I can't say anything bad about anybody. And honestly, the reason why I had to take the video down initially was because there were some parts in the video, after looking at it over and over, that may have shed a light on some people in the wrong way and made them look kind of bad. So I took the hit for that and I took the video down respectfully. And, it is what it is. We moved on from that. So that's taken care of. Now, the reason why I actually took the initial video down was out of respect that I had no idea that they had signed NDAs for this particular run. I didn't receive one, and I didn't even know that an NDA existed. So I was out there vlogging like I normally do. I asked permission, and with all due respect, I would always ask permission to film everywhere I go, whether it's corporate, touring, festivals, one-offs. I always try to ask to make sure that I have permission. But that's beside the point. Some of the people that were featured in the video didn't like the way that they were portrayed, and I was okay, and I listened with a little bit of resistance initially, but I listened and I saw their point of view and I took it down because, again, I respect relationships and I respect reputations, and I don't want to be the one who is in charge of ruining a person's reputation. So with that being said, before any further damage was done, I kind of just said, let me take this video down completely. And yeah, that was that. Now again, I did not decide to walk away from this particular opportunity because of the fact that I was vlogging and I wasn't supposed to, blah, blah, blah. But there were other factors involved. Overall, there's no blame game here. There's nothing happening, but I could see the future of the tour just not being a good fit for me personally. And that's why I made the decision to walk away like I did. And honestly, the way I walked away in the middle of loadout, it was just a terrible decision to make in the moment. You all know that's not my character, obviously. So when I did that, I did have some regrets when I woke up the next day and I was headed home. I felt a little bad. I did have some regrets, but at the end of the day, we hashed it out with management and we both went our separate ways. They found a new guy, and I think the new guy stuck throughout the entire tour, and he did a fantastic job as far as I'm told. All right, so leading up to doors for the show, we had a few issues here and there. This particular artist is very particular with what they want. Everything has to align, everything has to work out perfectly before they take the stage. And I completely understood their point of view. Excellence is non-negotiable in this camp. And I like that about this particular artist because their music transcends time. And it was honestly a privilege for me to be there and to be in the presence of such greatness. I did learn some lessons from this, not just for the fact that I walked away, but just from seeing the way that this artist carried themselves, the way that they executed their performance in sound check, and the way they wanted things done the right way. Completely understood. And they were under new management in terms of production, so they were trying to just get the relationships working, get everything sounding and looking and feeling right before we open doors and start the show. Now that being said, we held doors for quite a while after the time, maybe 2 or 3 hours after doors were to open. And the show started late, ended late, and it was a very, very, very long day for the crew and myself getting out of there. And that was mainly one of the main reasons why I didn't see myself sticking throughout this entire tour, because I could see this happening as a pattern. And again, this is no blame to anyone. Excellence is needed. Perfectionism is needed in this particular camp. And for me personally, I am let the show go on, let's save on time and things like that. But that's not my place to call. I'm the monitor tech. I'm just there to do my job. I felt like it wasn't the right fit for me, honestly, and I left. I walked off the job in loadout, and looking back, that was a terrible decision to make. But hey, whether or not you are in a situation, and this is a great lesson, whether or not you're in a situation like that, you need to stick through with your team. You are there for your team. I know that. It's clearly obvious that I know that. I've been doing this for a very long time. You need to stick to with your team, get the loadout done, and then you can make your decision afterwards. That's the more respectable way to go about this. Don't ever, ever, ever walk out either in the middle of a show or in the middle of a loadout. Unless you got fired, which I did not. I was not fired. I was doing great work, obviously. So it's showtime. The audience is ready. They're excited. They're chanting this artist's name. They're dancing and singing while this artist is on stage performing. It was lit. It was lit. Trust me. It was a great show. Great, great, great show. And I see why they were very particular in the things that they wanted to execute this particular show. It was super lit. At the end of the day, I was thankful for the opportunity. It was a great moment for me to witness. It was a great moment for me to be in the presence of such greatness. I was very thankful for the opportunity. If they were to call me again for another run, I still kind of would honestly, respectfully decline, knowing now what I know. And again, this is no fault of the camp, of the crew, of management. For me, I'm just not the right puzzle that fits the pieces for that puzzle. Obviously, the guy who took over from me did a great job. I wish him well on the rest of, if he does any other work with this particular artist, but he was able to persevere and get through everything successfully, if I can use that word. So there you have it. This is the reason why I had to take the video down. If you guys were wondering, I mean, none of you really asked about it, but you kind of saw what was going on in the comment section. And I'm happy to talk about it openly, respectfully, and with good grace. Just at least some of us, we can take this as a lesson, learn from my mistakes, learn from my attitude on this particular run, and not have that repeated. I have other stories that I have to tell you about other shows, but I'll stick to this one for now. I hope you got something from this story time. I hope that you learned a lesson or two from this story time. And if you have any further questions about what went down, because I've left a lot of things out. And again, I don't want to bash anybody. I don't want to disrespect anybody. It was just a professional decision, an emotional decision in the moment, but a professional decision nonetheless. And we both moved on and went our separate ways. And the tour was still a success. So hey, man, I hope you enjoyed this story time. I hope you learned a lesson or two. And I'm going to continue to do some more series like this because I believe that there's so many learning points on different shows, things that might have went wrong, things that I may not have control over, things I may have said even to an artist. That story time, I have to tell you. So I'm going to continue this series moving forward, and I hope that you will stick with me on these. And if it's your first time watching these videos, please, please, please go ahead and take the time, subscribe to the channel, and continue with my journey for the rest of the time to come. I really appreciate all of you for watching this video, and I'll definitely see you on the next one.